Good morning, students. Today we are going to start our next chapter of biology, and the name of the chapter is Principle of Inheritance and Variation. This chapter comes under the unit Genetics, and this chapter is very important for your board classes as well as for your multiple choice questions also. And this chapter is mainly related with the 10th class topic, chapter name, the genes, the genetics, in which we study about the Mendel, the work of the Mendel, and Mendel work on pea plant. So this chapter is similar to the 10th class chapter. So let's start our first topic. Yes. Yes. Mendel proposes some laws and some definitions regarding genetics, and that's why we start with Mendelian genetics. Mendel is known as father of genetics also. So before going to start the Mendel's law, just have a basic knowledge about the this chapter. First, all living organisms reproduce. Yes, all we know, all living organisms have the capacity for the reproduction. And when an organism reproduce, it will lead to formation of offspring. It will lead to formation of offspring. Means if an organism reproduce, male and female gametes get fused, then it will lead to formation of zygote and young one. So the process of reproduction leads to for the formation of an offspring. The resulting offspring means the offspring produced by reproduction, that is the sexual reproduction, has more character resemble with its parent, and some character are differ from its parent. For example, if a young one take birth, and when we compare the character of young one with its parent, some of the character are matched with its parent. For example, the skin color of the baby, the hair pattern, the face expression, or some other characters, the eye color is also, you can say, match with the father or mother. But some character are differ from their parents. So what is the main reason behind this? The main reason behind this is genetics, and genetics is the branch of biology, or genetics. What is genetics? Genetics is the branch of biology, or genetics is the branch of life science that deals with the heredity and variation. What is heredity? When the characters are transferred from one generation to the next generation, or when the characters are transferred from parents to the offspring, and these characters are matched, and by matching these characters we can you can say identify the resemblance of the offspring with its parent. So what is heredity? Heredity is the transmission of character. Heredity is the transmission of character from parents to their offspring. Now, what are characters? Characters are, you can say, skin color, the hair pattern, the hair color. These are some character. Height. Height is also a character. So these characters are transferred from parents to their offspring. Now, what is variation? Variation is the degree of difference. Variation is the degree of difference among the offspring with its parent. Means how much an organism or how much an offspring is differ from its parent is known as variation. Variation, simply we can write that degree of difference. Variation is the degree of difference. Let us take an example. Suppose a human being baby has a height more than its parent, so it is a difference. It is a difference that the offspring is taller, or the young one is taller than its parent, than its mother and father. So it is a variation. Now heredity variations are genetically inheritable. Heredity variations are genetically inheritable. Inheritable means those character which can be transferred from one generation to next generation are known as inheritable character. or the character that are transferable from one generation to next generation are known as inheritable character. Now, what are environmental variations? Environmental variations are those variations which are produced in a young one due to some environmental factor. Suppose there is change in the environment, so with changing environment the organism also show some changes in its body, or some organism also show some changes in its body pattern, body structure, body design, body color. So these are some environmental variation, means the degree of difference produced by the environmental factor are known as environmental variation, and these environmental variations are acquired after the birth of a offspring, acquired after the birth of offspring, and they are non inheritable, means the environmental variations cannot be transferred from one generation to next generation. So now next, yes, George John Mendel is known as father of genetics. Very important topic and very important question for your exams also. Name the father of genetics. Now, then you have to mention George John Mendel is the father of genetics, and this is the lifespan of George John Mendel, 1822 to 1884. And about the history or about George John Mendel, George John Mendel is Austrian monk by profession, and he performed hybridization experiment with the pea plant, means that the substance or the, you can say, the plant that is used by this Mendel was pea plant, and pea plant scientific name is Piscium sativum. And George John Mendel published his result, means he published the all the conclusion or all the observations obtained from pea plant into a paper, which is published under the heading translation of the character in the natural history of society of Brunn. He is regarded as father of genetics. These are some you can say basic points about the Mendel work. Yes, again Mendel was born in a family of poor peasant in Austria. He suspended his school education due to poverty in the family. In 1843, he joined a church. In 1847, he became the head of the church. In 1851, he further continued study with the University of Vienna, and he studied for near about for 2 hours. And after uh, his return, he worked as a teacher, means he served as a teacher. Next, during this period, he performed the breeding experiment on the plant named as pea plant, Piscium sativum. Then he carefully analyzed the result, means the calculation obtained by this breeding experiment. He carefully analyzed the result and gave a mathematical expression or mathematical, you can say, answer. And in 1865, he further published his result in this paper. So this is all about the definition of genetics, the definition of heredity, variation, Mendel, father of genetics, and the material on which Mendel worked is pea plant, Piscium sativum, and about the history of Mendel. So thank you.